And here it is, the ace match. Cro-Magnus is going to be playing for the Backwater Gulchers, and the ship Ob is going to be playing Terran for Team Voldemort. Looks like we're going to be seeing a PvT on Shakura's Plateau. We'll see who is able to advance to the semifinals to play against Fever Clan. Ship Itov is going to be spawning over here as our red Terran player, and on the other side we do have Cro-Magnus playing as the blue Protoss player for the Backwater Gulchers. Good luck, have fun, of course. We'll see who is able to take this game. This is the ace match. Of course, check out our website at mocktechcorp.net/APL, and of course, if you do like what you're seeing here, please do subscribe. And our Protoss player is going to be sending his probe to the front to build a pylon in the front. I guess that's what he likes to do. So he's going to be building his pylon in the front. This is going to be vulnerable to any sort of pushing from a ship at the beginning of the game. So we'll see if ship takes advantage of that and does some pushing in the beginning of the game. But this map does favor expanding. This area is very easy to wall off and get your natural expansion up and running. Our Protoss player is scouting across map, is going to be checking this position at first, and we'll soon find our Terran player in the top right hand position. The probe is going to be moving out and throwing down a 12 gateway over here. There's the gateway coming up for Cro-Magnus, and the barracks now building for ship. Probe is going to be scouting over here. We'll soon find the Terran player is also rallied to scout across the map as well. Over here, Cro-Magnus is going to be grabbing his gas real soon. He wasn't making a probe for a second. Oh no, bad Protoss player. He's got his probe out a little bit earlier. Going to do a dance with his assimilator before throwing it down. We've got the supply depot rallied to build at the front as well. Ship looks like he has not grabbed the gas, so he could be going for that fast expansion. A Marine is on the way. Gonna start zapping away at the supply depot. Every hit counts for this ace match. The orbital command is almost finished, and the cybernetics core is on the way for Cro-Magnus. He's not mining from the gas. He needs to put guys in gas. There's the guys into gas right now. SCV continuing to scoot around the map, around the base, and also throwing up the second assimilator. This is indicative of any sort of sentry fast expand. Looks like our Terran player is gearing up to take his natural expansion. Is going to build it right on top of exactly where it's supposed to go instead of flying it out. Will reduce transport time. Looks like he's ready to take that expansion right now. Will be throwing down his command center right away. SCV continuing to play cat and mouse with the Protoss army over here. Of course, it only consists of workers as of this point. A stalker is on the way for Cro-Magnus, and the warp gate research is coming up. Probe throwing down yet another pylon over here. Gonna make sure that none of his buildings are only powered by one pylon. Ship is getting up his command center, getting a second at barracks. No gas in the main yet. Should be getting that real soon. More Marines coming out the front. He also needs to throw up a bunker just in case our Protoss player decides to push with his stalker. Of course, we don't really expect him to do that as of this point yet. Throwing up a Stargate, so it looks like Cro-Magnus is going to be going for some Stargate play. We'll see if he's able to push into the Terran's base to do some additional damage, but there are 4 barracks on the way, or 3 barracks on the way, and will soon be 4. So he will be able to get a ton of Marines out, and there is the bunker coming up at the front. The natural expansion is finishing up for ship. SCV is transferring over to the natural expansion right now. The 3 barracks will soon be pumping tons of Marines, and that will help very much in holding off any sort of void ray aggression. Second gateway is on the way as well. Orbital command at the natural expansion is coming up, is about 20% complete. Refineries now coming up in the main. More Marines streaming forth. This is going to help a lot against the Stargate play. As soon as the void ray gets underway, he does have enough money for it, so we'll see what he decides to go for. Maybe Chrono Boosted Phoenix. Looks like it's going to be a Void Ray. Second gateway is now up, and the warp gate's now warping in. More pylons on the way for our Protoss player, as well as more Marines coming out. 2 barracks up at the front for Ship. His SCV or Marine was actually at the tower, pulling back his Marines as well. Supply depot coming up on the side for Ship as well. There's going to be so many Marines out on the field when that Void Ray actually makes it across over there. This Void Ray is finally spawned out. There's only 2 Stalkers in the entire Protoss army right now. Ship is ahead by 6 food, additional pylons coming up. Our Protoss player also needs a 3rd gateway if he wants to push aggressively. He does have a proxy pylon at the ready, but there are 2 bunkers all ready to go. And there is the tech lab on the way. Should be able to get that combat shield or the stim pack upgrade immediately. A reactor also coming up. Second tech lab also on the way. SCV is going to be scouting over here. We're going to see a Void Ray. Stalker at the center tower is not going to be able to take care of that. SCV is going to be scooting by and running straight over here. The Void Ray will be revealed. There it is, revealing itself. And concussive shells on the way. Marauders also coming out. There's more and more Void Rays coming out onto the field. He's spending all of his money making as many Void Rays as he possibly can. As of this moment, Marine's going to be pulling back. Missile turrets getting built. Concussive shells is about to finish up. The Marine's shield is on the way as well. Will be finished in about 100 seconds. We have the natural expansion fully saturated and mining. Looks like our Protoss army is now pushing out over here. He's warping in additional Stalkers over here and should be getting additional Void Rays into this mix. He doesn't have the gateways to help reinforce this as soon as he tries to push up there. There's even a missile turret at the ready. There's 2 whole bunkers over here, and this SCV is going to see the entire Protoss army pushing in here right now. Here comes the 3 Void Rays, and that bunker, it does have the extra range to be able to deal with this. The Void Rays now advancing forward. He needs to micro those back. SCVs also pulled off the line. The Marines and the Marauders advancing forward. Those Stalkers are getting melted away. There's just 3 Void Rays left, and the Terran army is going to pull back smartly, and our Protoss player is going to start throwing up his natural expansion. Combat shield is just about finished, and a supply depot will be going down in this corner. Additional units going to be spawning out for Ship real soon. A factory with the reactors on the way, but Ship is so far ahead. He's got some SCVs pulled off the line just in case, but he doesn't even need to do that. There's just not enough Protoss army over here. 3 Void Rays going to be pulling back. SCV is scouting in here. We'll see the natural expansion on the way, so he will know that he has some additional time before the Protoss ball comes back. During this time, he can easily throw up another expansion. It's 86 food to 54 food already. Ship is securing a very strong lead in the mid game. More Marines popping out, so our port is switched over to the reactor to be able to get some of those medevacs and eventually go for those Vikings to kill off the inevitable Colossus force that will be on the way. More Void Rays as well as a Twilight Council on the way. A 3rd gateway in the works as well. Cro-Magnus here with his proxy pylon will be able to spot for that 3rd expansion. I really want to see our Terran player go for that 3rd expansion rather than hanging back, especially because he scouted this already. He's just hanging in his base for the moment. A couple of medevacs will be joining his army real soon. He has plenty of money to throw down that expansion if he so desired. There it is, actually coming up already over in his main base. I sort of like if he just threw it down over here since he knows he has so much time. More Void Rays on the way for Cro-Magnus, 4 out on the field, additional gateways and a forge on the way. Blink is being upgraded, and it looks like our Terran army is going to be pushing out while getting that next expansion up. There's another barracks building a tech lab to be able to get additional Marauders out onto the field. Looks like that Stalker is going to turn tail and run, but it will not be able to do so, getting cleaned up by the Marauders. A load up by those medevacs will be headed into the main, and our Protoss army is actually going to be guarding this spot, so he's not going to expect this drop straight into the main. Possibly take out a Stargate or 2, or some gateways, or a couple of pylons as well. The drop is going to be dropping off in Cro-Magnus' main, and the Terran army is headed right up his ramp. He's going to be pulling his army back to deal with this drop, while the front army runs in and deals with all of the probes. And that drop over here will try to deal with this army, but the main damage is being dealt here. All of the probes going down, and this army can easily retreat after picking off this expansion. Looks like he will do exactly that, running the Marines out of here. And looks like the Protoss army is just too late to deal with this attack. Blink being used, but this army can easily stim and run away. We should be seeing that shortly. It looks like the army does outrun those Void Rays ever so slightly. We should be seeing another force join that real soon. More Medivacs and Marines and Marauders. A couple of Marines going to get sacrificed so that the rest of this army can run away without stimming. Cro-Magnus is now down by 60 food. This Terran army is looking pretty strong here. Stimpack should soon go down, and the Medivacs healing all of it up. And then there's not that many force fields to use. The Stalkers and the Sentries getting melted away. The Void Rays also going down to prevent those units from charging up. A couple of Stalkers coming in through the backside. Blink not being utilized to its maximum potential. And the Medivac's going to be able to heal this army all the way up to full health. Cro-Magnus, GG! And this game goes to ship from Team Voldemort. And Team Voldemort will be advancing to the semi-final as soon as Cro-Magnus leaves, and there it goes. Team Voldemort takes the game, and this is Aegis signing off.